everybody is doing best. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. First time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome into my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family. Just thank you for the love and support. It's so greatly appreciated. Knowing we're all working hard to be the best version of ourselves, so don't give up on your dreams. Keep going because you're almost there. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you are comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are very uplifting, give you good vibes or good information you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times, right now need spiritual guidance or just need confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give me a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's so greatly appreciated. And I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And today, the music I'm listening to is Manifest Miracles prayer music. Talk to the universe. Ancient miracle music. Let me see, Sofigo 528 hertz. So I will go ahead and post that link in the description box below if you want to listen to it. And today my video is about Twin Flame 101. Heyoka is the key for taking your power back from low vibrational people. There's some of us as well as myself, you're ending those karmic cycles, and you might be dealing with people that has really caused you a lot of trauma. Like, I wasn't in a good relationship for a while, and ended it, but we're still living in the same house or whatever, which is, it has its moments. So I was really, that was what I was talking about in the video prior to this, about how I was watching Aaron Daughtery, about his video, and he was talking about how come sociopaths and narcissists don't get the karma, because a lot of times it's like, they do cause things, but it's like our vibration of seeing how detrimental the situation is, or we're just constantly going in those memory cycles of going in repeated patterns, as well as is keying up more stuff that happened. And it's like, you have to be able to forgive them all the way, because it's like, you have to understand, obviously they've been through a mishap. We all, it's like every empath has their form of a narcissist or a sociopath or a psychopath, whatever, to where it's just like, when I see my family, it was like, even though I don't even consider them family anymore, it's just the people that brought me. That's how I look at them. I don't look at them as a bad term anymore. It's just like, I'm like, ugh, I strip them of saying family, because family doesn't treat you that way. But I actually look at it more as a wake up call. And I was glad that I went through this. It allowed me to see the depths of me, the power I have in me, the love I have in me, the strength I have. They were allowing me to see that, because everybody played their part on what they're doing. And I'm going to put a link in here that Aaron was using. Is called is what is it, homo fomo or something like that. It's some kind of Indian meditation, now Hawaiian meditation, is where you're saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And you're saying this over and over again. And it's like for 20 minutes. I think it's like 25, yeah, 20 to 25 minutes. And I felt so much better. He says you use that for 21 days. And it's like, when you let go of that, because a lot of times, I mean, y'all even heard me say it. It's like, when are these people going to, get what's coming to them? And it's just like, you can't be worried about that. It's just like, that makes you no better than them. You're trying to get back at them for the things that's happening. But a lot of times our vibration is what keeps it going. We have to be able to, allow ourselves to be released and see it for what it truly is, allowing your power to come back to you. If you flip the way you looking at that situation, if you allow yourself to not be hindered or not be hurt by the things that has transpired in front of that, because a lot of times that we say it's not us, but actually it is, because it's like I used to feed into that. I'm like, oh, I'm not mad at him, but then next thing you know, I end up talking about the things that I went through with him. But when it came to my ex, but I was actually, when I really sat down to myself and really thought about everything that was going on in my life, and like I was doing that reflection, and it was just like the new moon allowed me to just sit with myself. I was not feeling good, because like I told y'all, if I'm feeling some type of way, or I'm in a funky attitude, funky mood, I'm just, not every day is perfect. So we all go through things. I just don't make videos that day. I don't, I already know enough of us are going through enough. Y'all don't need my vibrations to add on to that. If I got any kind of vibrations, it's that love. Is that, do you type of, anything that's positive to reflect out of, I'm gonna go ahead and make a video. But if it's like, if I'm in my moods to where, I'm just like, I'm tired of going through this, I'm getting frustrated, I'm crying, I'm just tired of everything happening the way it happens, I just need that peace of mind. And a lot of times we're fighting with what's trying to be sent to us, because it's like, even I was watching a video, and I forgot who it was, with Jax, the guy who does the videos about, women and men and stuff like that. He has really good videos. I forgot what his name is, but it's Jax Jackson or something like that. But it was him and this singer called K Michelle, and she was talking about how this singer called Fantasia said something about the relationships you should submit, and this and this and that. And it's like with her, hers was totally opposite. She's like, all men are horrible. And it's just like, I'm like, no, even though I've been in a toxic relationship, I know there's good men out there. But it's just that point. You have to allow yourself to know what you want in a relationship. What are you willing to accept in a relationship? Understand there has to be compromise. There has to be a give and take type of, reciprocation, if you're going to have something like that. But also, you have to change the pattern of the men that you pick. So you can't, I can say that I've had some good relationships, and it's just like with my ex, we've been together for on and off, like we have finally ended it 21 years. I don't know why that 21, grace, oh God. In my video, in my life, it's like when my dad, he died April 21st, and it's like this is 21. So we have had good times. I'm not gonna, say, oh, I wish I never met him, because that man has taught me a lot about myself, a lot about my learning to love myself for who I am, not put my happiness aside to make somebody else's happy, because, you know, everybody deserves to have happiness in their life. You have to be able to understand when you're seeing red flags, allow yourself to nip it in the bud. And then there's a lot of things that, you need to be able to handle. There was a lot of things, I put aside, whether it was my self-respect, my happiness, all those different things. He allowed me to, know that I will never go through that again. But I'm not putting no walls up. It's just like, I'm just blessed that I got that vibe where, there's guys constantly coming up to me, and I'm just like, I'm not looking for that right now. Even though I'm at that point where I'm healing, I've let go. It's just, the fact is, I'm on my life on self-discovery right now. Relationship is not even in my, when it comes and presents itself to me, and I know this is what God brought to me, then I'm gonna go ahead and engage in it. But until then, I'm like, look, we cool. I'm just not working with you. I'm not saying that all men are dogs, because there's not, because we got our fair share of women doing the same thing to men when they found a good man. There's so many women I want to go upside their head because you got a good man and don't know how to treat them. So it's just like, when I was hearing that, I'm like, dude, you ain't gonna never be in a relationship if you keep thinking every man are dogs out there. Oh, well, they need to jump over the fence and get to where I'm. No, that's not how it goes. If you know you want love and you want a relationship to work, you need to be able to work on yourself, and you need to be letting them bars down a little bit so that can come vibe to you. Because if it's like, if those walls are always up, your mentality about how men are is going to keep you in a single life. And that's exactly what Jax was telling her. It's like, if you keep on thinking that all men are like that, you ain't gonna never be in a good relationship. And it's just, plus you gotta, finally go through something that, get opposite of what you used to dealing with. Because if you keep getting the same dude, you're gonna get the same ass kind of relationship that you've been having, because you keep picking the same type of people. So it's just like, you're allowing yourself to basically see the things that you need to not harp on all the time, but allow your situation to let it teach you what you weren't able to realize before. There's a lot of times you have to understand people are like that. Hurt people, because it's like with his situation, I'm not getting all into, old boy's business or nothing like that, but he has same kind of issues I have. I was adopted. Anybody who has been adopted, you already feel like you're not wanted. But it was like with my parents, my mom was 16, my dad was 18. He wanted to keep me, but my dad didn't even, it was crazy. He had the record, the contract drawed up exactly on the day I was born, and it fell through. It wasn't meant for you to have me. It's just like you're in a twin flame situation, and a lot of times things are snatched away from you. It was like him having a child. And it breaks my heart because my dad never was able to experience raising a child. That was always short lived. My little brother, he passed away and all this stuff, and then he wasn't able to keep me. So it was a lot of different things that has transpired into his life, and that broke my heart for my dad to have to experience that, as well as my mom. I don't have that type of vibe with her like I have with my dad, but I wish my mom well too, because it's like I don't. It was a hurtful feeling for me to know that my mom blocked me, like, telepathically, because obviously I had to look at her from her situation from the point of view. I don't feel like she didn't want me, but I know at that time she couldn't be attached to me because she already knew she had to give me up anyway. And then on top of that, it was like something hard for her to do because I had my daughter at 16. And for me to be able to go through that situation, it made me really emotional because it allowed me to see from my mom's point of view what she struggled with. So I never had any kind of animosity towards my mom. That's a part of me. I love her regardless, even if we don't talk again. But it was like this weekend, the last 3-day period, I'm so blessed for it, even though I'm blessed every day and I'm grateful for every day. But that moment, it allowed me to be able to say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you, and I love you. I kept saying that. I mean, tears was coming down my eyes because I felt all that weight lifting off of me. Because it's like a lot of experiences we have went through that, you tell the next person, they'll probably bring tears to their eyes, or like, oh my God, how were you able to survive this? It's allowing you to know, even though these things have been placed on you, you were not what your product of what happened to you. You were not that person. You know, Regardless of what people how people see you, is how people see you is how they see themselves. If I see a person, when anytime I look at anybody, I always try to see the good in them, because of everything that was harped out on me. It was just like the people that were in my family at that time, they couldn't show me love. They can't show something they never had. So it was just like they both had told me they had, abusive relationships with their parents. They didn't really show love. They weren't very affectionate, these things. So it was just like, on top of that, with the person who my dad was, that really brought an edge out because my dad always showed love towards me. And that's something they didn't sit right with them because they never felt that. They never experienced that. So they felt jealous of that. So they wanted to keep that away. So it was just like allowed me to really see that I had to really forgive myself, because it's like I forgive them, but it was like that thought of like certain things will come up like past vomit. Like, if you burp and it's that nasty burp that, that brings up that, it's just really nasty. And that's what it felt like for me to be able to do that. So obviously, when I'm saying I'm not upset with them anymore, it was like certain patterns will come up because, see, there was stuff that still wasn't healed from that situation. It's very traumatic, and I was hard on myself about it. But I said, Roslynn, look at the stuff you came through. It was already, you already had to find out you were adopted on your birthday when you turned 14. And on top of that, everybody knew about your situation but you. That was enough for you to know. Then on the fact is this, you 15, 20 years later, you finally, even though the person you always had this attachment to and didn't ever understand it, it was never brought to the surface about who your dad was. Anytime you start talking about this certain, musician, everybody got all queasy and got all, whatever. And then on top of that, me finding out the truth after my dad died, and then finally found out who my mom is, and then she blocked me. There was so many things I was putting up with. There are so many things I had to heal from, and I was so mad because I couldn't, just end it that moment. But I had to understand, don't be hard on yourself. You're dealing with a lot of stuff all at one time. Finding out who your mom is, finding out who the truth of your dad is, knowing your worst fear came to life. You knew your dad the whole time, and you weren't able to have that contact with them, even though that time did present himself. It was up under deception in the first place. So it was like, hey, we found out who your dad is. Your dad wants to come see you. It wasn't that. It was very like, oh, okay, you can't tell anybody you're coming over here. You can't tell your ex. You can't tell your kids. You need to come over here. The person who's dropping you off can't stay. It was just a lot of things. It wasn't being straight honest with me. It was like it was under deception. So I had to really understand. I couldn't hold that anger off of them, because as long as I stayed mad, or as long as I held them accountable for all those things, even though it did happen, they're held accountable. But it was like, okay, they're accountable. Why do you have to keep telling yourself that? Why do you have to keep bringing that up? Why you keep allowing yourself to beat yourself up for something you cannot change? Yes, it's sad how things transpired, but you always know there's you're gonna find an answer when you're able to bring those walls down, when you stop pointing fingers, when you can be held responsible for the decisions you made, when you can just allow yourself to live in the present. Stop worrying about the future. Stop worrying about the future, because the future will be okay if you handle the present. Stop worrying about the past, because it can never be changed. You can heal from the past, but you don't need to quit. You need to quit dwelling on that. And it was very hurtful for me to have to deal with, because it's just like I've told anybody before. We lose loved ones all the time. There are some people that lost their parent, mother or father, or you lost a sister or brother. It's really hard. But when you have them in the spotlight, and then there's no closure about that. It was a wound. There's a wound that was it needed to be healed. Because my dad, I talk to him every day, telepathically, every day, every day, every day. He's my best friend. He supports me through everything. He gives me that word of encouragement when I truly need it. So it's just like I had to be able to come to terms with the things that I truly needed to heal from. For me to be able to say, yes, I forgive them, but then still bring up the things that they did that allowed me to say those things still bother me. So if I can bring them up now, it's for me to be able to show you, okay, these are the things that happened to me, and these are the things I had to let go of. And I'm not allowing those things to keep harboring in my soul. Even though I said, I detached myself from that. I had to take my power back from that dark moment, and that's what the devil was hoping I wouldn't do. That's a lot of times, the universe will allow you to see the things. It might not be the most, delightful thing to remember, but they will allow you to remember the things that you really need to snatch your power back, because you are not that person that happened. You are not what happened to you. You're not a product of that. You're the survivor that overcame that trauma. You're the person that peered from all that darkness. There was still light in there. There was power still there. You had to be able to forgive yourself as well as forgive those. And when you say you forgive them, you can't keep bringing all this stuff up. So that allowed me to say, you know what, I can actually say this, and I have no, animosity towards nobody or anything. All I can say is thank you. Thank you, because it allowed me to say, you know what, this is totally, detached away from me. Yeah, I might not have the answers. And, I just feel like everything is not what it appears to be. So things have to be placed in a certain way, strategically patterned, for you to have to go through certain stages of your life, being able to understand why these things had to happen. Even sometimes you might not understand why it had to happen to you, but there's a time when you can see that it's like a game of life, pretty much what it is. And it's allowing you to know you're that empath, you're that warrior that has the most power beyond all measures. You're the warrior behind all measures. All these different things, they're so beautiful about yourself. You're finally taking that final veil off. And it's like, you talking about, I mean, I cried tears of joy, and it was just like I just kept on hearing, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, because It's just the fact that I've always worried about what people thought of me. I will always, worry about how would people take me. Will somebody love me? Will somebody accept me? And it's just like I can't worry about that. It's how I love myself. If I know I love myself on all levels, on our measures, knowing I'm not perfect, nobody is, you know, then the right people will gravitate towards me. How do I validate myself? Other people have identity issues and they're still angry at themselves about certain things. I have to understand that. So, you are going to get those type of people that are for you, but you should not take that personal because they're still dealing with different demons they need to come with. You are already going through your spiritual awakening. You are already, allowing yourself to see you on many different layers. So you had to go through certain triggers for things to, snatch that layer off this way or snatch that veil off this way, or you're diving deep and find out more about yourself you didn't know. And those are the things you have to pay attention to. You love yourself. If you love yourself and accept you for what you are, yes, you're always a work in progress. There's always something you didn't know that you're learning every day. When you're open to educating yourself, to more experiences, the more things about the world as well as yourself, and the empaths or whatever, that's allowing yourself to know, what they're getting there. They're understanding. They're seeing the meaning. When you understand, yes, you did these things did happen to you, but it's not if it's not still happening to you and you're not allowing that to happen, those past traumas shouldn't be infecting you like that. It should be able to let you know that no matter what's been placed on me, I'm still powerful. I can still heal from this if I give myself that chance. I can still allow myself to see myself for who I truly am is a beauty of light where I'm shedding across other people. I'm taking my power back, where I allowed myself at one time to sit up here and cry about the things that has happened to me, cried about what things were said to me, cry about how people looked at me or seen me or projected towards me. I allowed myself to do that. And it's just like I'm stepping in my truth. I walked blind in my truth for too daggone long to allow myself to to sit up here and have that chain around my leg for past trauma. It's a lot of times we hold on to that like a blanket. We're like Linus from the Peanuts. We're allowing ourselves to hold on to something that we need to let go of because it's like, yes, we have a future and we want all these beautiful things. But the point is, you can't be able to bring those things into the forefront because that door is like cracking open for you, but it can't come fully open for you if you're still holding on to things that hurt you, that's mistreated you, that put you in the worst kind of situation. There's no room for that. You're blocking that out. If you're still holding on to the anger and pain from stuff that happened, how are you gonna be able to be blessed with all this abundance if you're still holding on to those things? Those things should be the things that motivate you to want to do better, motivate you to want to do more for your life, for more people around you. You're that person that had to go through that trauma. Universe is setting you as that example for you to have went through everything up under the sun, and then for you to be that person that doesn't look like they went through things, actually for what the things that you're more open to, it's allowing you to look younger. A lot of people have been telling me, I said, I feel like I look younger than what I did when I first started. I said, it's crazy. And then it's just like, I've known there's a lot of things that, when people find out who I am, who am I related to, why am I doing my videos, it blows them away. It wants them to get to know, some, if they're not insecure about it, they want to get to know me more. So that was a blessing for me. I loved when I could be able to, you watch 4 and 5 videos, and you're knowing more things where it's alerting you about yourself. You're having a lot in common with me. And then when you finally find out why I'm doing it, you're like, whoa, you know, and it's just like, it's not the fact of who I'm related to, but it's just the fact is the power I have in me that I'm trying to spread amongst other people for them to be able to see within themselves. It don't matter who you're related to because everybody human. Well, actually, we're spiritual beings in human human form. So it's allowing you to be able to know no matter what has been placed on you, how you see yourself today is what's important. No matter what you went through yesterday, you can get through this, you can overcome this, you can heal, you can raise yourself up. We put so much love in other people, but when it comes to ourselves, we kind of get stuck. And you have to be able to love yourself. How are you going to love somebody else unconditionally, but you very selective about what you love about yourself? You can't do that. You really can't. So allow yourself to love yourself beyond all measures. If you're worrying about people coming towards you that are on the same vibration as you, when you love yourself beyond all measures, that's what you'll start gravitating towards you. But as long as you keep holding on to that mentality of wanting to be vengeful and all this stuff, that's all you're gonna that's the only things you're gonna be vibing into. So I'm going to leave that Hono meditation if you would love to use it. I know I am. I'm gonna start doing it every day because he said you got to do it for 21 days. Um, and it's like training your mind to allow you, even though if things just keep coming up, allow yourself to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. Because you have to forgive yourself for allowing you to keep thinking about those things. You have to say thank you because those situations taught you a lot about yourself you didn't know. And then you have to say I'm sorry because you allowed it to go on for so long. You're not apologizing for their actions, but the vibes you're giving off for it to be reflected back to you. And you have to say I love you, because it's just like everybody is everything. Everything is nothing. We're all connected some kind of way, but it's allowing you to see different versions of yourself as well. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much. I have not been able to reply back to your comments because y'all just dropping them like crazy today. And I still got them from the other day. And like I told y'all, I was not in the good vibes. So I had to go on my little self retreat and everything to, deal with me. So I will be replying to him within today. I'm not still not feeling well, but I'm better than I was for 2 days ago. So I said I got to push that aside, still heal, but I got a job to do. So, sisters, much love to you and welcome to the family. If you ever need any spiritual guidance, I always tell people, if you ever want to talk to me on one-on-one and you don't feel comfortable with dropping a comment there, please, if you have Facebook Messenger, you don't have to have Facebook to have Facebook Messenger. You can always get it and just say, hey, Roslynn, I'm just from the YouTube family, and I want to talk to you about this. I don't mind talking to you. If you're living overseas, I'm in what is it, Pacific Standard Time. I'm in Georgia. So I think right now it's like 3:34 here. So whatever time you're in, if I haven't been able to respond back to you, please give me that chance to come back, because you might be different time zone than me. But much love to you. Drop a comment, give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, hit that bell. And know that you are truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved. And knowing there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. I pray for y'all each and every day. And I pray that y'all heal wherever you need to be healed at, and be blessed with the things you're working hard to bring into your life. And, send out love, light, and positivity, as well as prosperity vibes towards people. You never know, your kind words and your vibes can really take somebody a long way. And I'll see you on my next video. Much love. Peace.